took way past Marty and some of the other folks. Joe Spann was the only one who could count up how long you've been here, Michelle. Somewhere around 83 total graduations you've been a part of. Come on up. Sure, please go ahead and come forward. We just wanted to get you for once in the limelight and give you that special thanks for this graduation ceremony. We do have a couple of presentos that we're going to give you. Chief Mueller. One of these is a presento. It's actually extra special. Thanks to Mike Seville and the folks over on that side who were able to produce it. But then, on a more personal note, we know that you would appreciate as well. We have a donation that is part of this as well to the OMS Foundation. So, and again, just thank you very much, Michelle. We're going to miss you. So, back on script, as Jay was pointing at his clock, letting me know that we're close to out of time. Class 2102. I'm so incredibly proud of everything you've been able to accomplish. There has been nothing about your experience, probably almost from when you arrived, that was normal. Going through an extremely challenging, grueling program in the middle of a global pandemic. I'm sure that every class started on time. There were 0 COVID hits in this class. That's not true. So apocalypse still couldn't keep you down. Sorry, and for the folks who are able to look at this online and the folks in the back, I greatly appreciate all your efforts and flexibility in order to make it here for this big night for 2102. Accomplishments, it really is amazing. I would like to take 1 second to just surveying the crowd. If you could raise your hand for me. How many spouses do we have of the graduates up here? Okay. All right, so we have a few of those. All right. Thanks, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Mom and dad, parents, brothers and sisters. All right, a whole bunch of those. Nice to see you. Thanks for making it out today. Always one of my favorites. Any grandparents in the crowd? Nice to see you, sir, ma'am. Glad you can make it. I'm sure in the list, any other family members, aunts, uncles, that crazy cousin. How many of you here tonight? Okay, thanks. How many instructor pilots do we have here today? All right, awesome. So, thank you. So everyone who just raised your hand, please raise it again and hold it for about 15 seconds. I saw lots of them in this middle. Everyone should have your hand raised. And everyone up here in the front rows, I want you to turn around and look. So that's probably 150 folks here, grand total, that you can put your hands down, thank you, that there is no way that you could have done this yourself. They were here in they either raised you and sent you to your commissioning source. They were here close by in those late nights when you're studying for the check ride, and that support, care, and encouragement is absolutely essential and a huge part of your success. So a huge round of applause for all of you. Thank you very much. And lastly, before I hand the floor over to Carol Haas, just a few words for the graduates. First, this is a huge night and a great night celebration. You should be very proud. I ask you to remain humble. It's a long road, and this is a significant first step, but there's 10 more steps down the road. So don't forget where you came from, and remember there's road in front of you. I ask you to continue to maintain and be good people. Be approachable. When you go out to your units in the CAF and all those awesome airplanes that were up on the screen behind me, you are going to be an absolutely integral part of the team. But in order to do that, again, you have to be a good person. And then lastly, I will say, as you've learned out these last 12 or 13 months, you'll see either an IFF or run out your B courses. The search for credibility is ever elusive. You're only as good as your next sortie. So continue to try to be as good and outstanding at your craft as you can possibly be. And again, incredibly proud, awesome night for you 2102. This time, I hand the mic over to the 80th Flying Training Wing Commander, Colonel Robert J. Hass, Jr. Besides being an outstanding neighbor, as well as a great husband and dad to his kids, he has extensive experience throughout the UPT enterprise, thousands of hours in the T-38, and significant operational experience. You could please help me in joining our guest speaker and your wing commander, Colonel Hass.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate Class 2102. I'll just apologize up front. COVID, apocalypse, ever-changing graduation dates. We searched all the general officers we could possibly find to try to get them to show up tonight. But the turn time was just a little too short. So unfortunately, you have to listen to people after greater 5 but less than 10 minutes, and then we'll get on the business and put it on wings for this. Mayor Santiago, Mayor Law, Colonel Tyson. For showing up tonight. All right, so you know you're getting old when you got to whip out the glasses. So if you'll bear with me for just a few minutes, I'll just have a quick prepared speech, and then we'll get on about the business of having some fun, put some wings on, breaking the wings, and just having celebrating a great night for this awesome class, whose last year was anything but normal, as they had to fight their way through the COVID during Thanksgiving, the snowpocalypse, and coming back from COVID. And then this graduation slip from February 12th to February 19th, and now here we are, March 5th. But this is it. Get your wings, and happiness will be when you go on about your way, unless you're staying with us to conduct your mission. All right. Thank you, family, friends, and instructors, and community partners for taking the time to join us either in person or virtually and celebrate these individuals and their accomplishments. We're a little late in recognizing this group of graduates thanks to the historic winter weather event that shut down the installation in much of North Texas for a week. While we weren't able to take to the skies in a traditional sense, we were able to weather the storm together as one team. That togetherness is the very fabric of what this alliance is all about. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin recently stressed the importance of working with, and I quote, allies and partners to secure our common interests and promote our shared values abroad. Simply put, he said, we cannot meet our responsibilities alone, nor should we even try. For more than 7 decades, unity, teamwork, and collaboration has been the foundation of NATO, as well as its hallmark for success. There are many examples where we have stood together shoulder to shoulder to face our adversary and did so in a way that was honorable to the cause and completed the objective at hand. Threats do not go away in the presence of NATO, but they are deterred from acting on their aggressions only when we are united. NATO Secretary General Hans Stoltenberg on Wednesday recognized those threats and alliances the alliance faces today and tomorrow. Russia and China are an obvious concern. International terrorism, cyber attacks, disruptive technologies, and a global pandemic, the list continues to grow. During his address in Portugal, the Secretary General outlined the importance of a strong transatlantic relationship between partner nations, from increased defense spending by European Union partners to a commitment to rebuilding alliance by President Biden. As part of his NATO 2030 vision, Secretary General Stoltenberg said there must be reinforced unity between Europe and North America. Second, NATO must broaden its approach to security that includes stronger militaries, resilient societies, and investment in innovation. And finally, the alliance must safeguard the international rules-based order by strengthening partnerships with countries like Australia and Japan. End quote. So we ourselves must must recommit to our values to strengthen our democracies and protect our institutions. In the very near future, leaders from our nations and other alliance partners will meet in Brussels to discuss the NATO 2030 plans and priorities that will guide the alliance into the future. It will be challenging because the perception of global threats differ. And some are concerned that by naming specific threats, one report indicated that would antagonize a powerful trade partner. Those are matters for leaders to work and figure out. Regardless of what our political leaders do, our mission does not change or falter. We can see that here tonight as we recognize graduates from two nations whose history of training together predates ENJJPT and current and even recent leaders. Regardless of where we come from, we have all arrived here in a singular purpose of creating a stronger NATO through the development of highly skilled combat pilots. To our leaders at all levels, our instructor pilots, our support staff, and mission partners, I personally thank you for your roles in guiding and preparing this group throughout their training. It is no small feat to train even one pilot, and we've successfully done it again with these 21 students, 17 from the United States and 4 from Germany. In Class 2102, you are the latest to go in a long list of more than 7,900 ENJJPT graduates who successfully completed the arduous 55-week curriculum or longer, in your case. Late nights of studying, countless stories and simulators, hours of flying, and navigating a global pandemic has challenged you to every step. But it's brought you here to this moment. Your commitment to excellence is a testament to your desire to be an alumni of the greatest training organization in the world. And I applaud you for your accomplishments. I told you I'd be brief. It's now time to put on some wings.
We'd just like to say thank you for your work today and for being here and supporting us throughout this journey. And in recognition of your speech and your support, we would like to present you with this plaque. As well, we have a gift to you as a tradition of $1,500 to the Wichita Falls Food Bank in monetary and food contributions. Additionally, on behalf of Class 2102, we'd like to thank the EIPs that got us here, specifically those that really stood out for us, gave us their instruction, their guidance, and really brought us home. IPs, please stand and be recognized when your names are called. The simulator phase, we have for T6s, Richard Birch. For the 38 phase, we have Herman Lake. The T6s from A flight, we have Captain Kyle Klein. And from B flight, we have Major Sherwood Willis. 38s from L flight, we have First Lieutenant Zach Leetzow. And then from B flight, we have Captain Gregory Segal. Thank y'all very much. We couldn't have done without you.
Today marks the end of training at ENJJPT for the senior class. Friends and relatives are encouraged to come forward to take photos of the graduates when they are on stage. This is your ceremony. Please feel free to move forward at any time. During the year that Class 2102 has been here at Shepherd, many people have had a hand in ensuring the class's success. From the academic instructors in the classroom, to the supervisors and instructor pilots who flew with them on a daily basis. However, the military training officers play a unique role in the training of these young aviators. In addition to flying with the class's instructor pilots, they are also responsible for the physical training, discipline, and mental well-being of the students. Military training officers representing Class 2102 are Major Selena Hadelberg and Major Kyle Mahoney. I will now turn the program over to them for the much anticipated presentation of wings.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Major Haverford, the military training officer for L5.
And I'm Major Mahoney, the military training officer for P-Flight. As these officers step across the stage tonight, they make an important transition. They lose the status of student pilot.
Colonel Haas will present the diplomas. Graduates of class 2102, please come forward. First Lieutenant Darius Ally. Lieutenant Ally is from Braunschweig, Germany. His instructor pilots were Captain Metzler and Lieutenant Bierkamp. Lieutenant Ally's wings will be pinned on by his prior flight commander, Captain Eric Metzler. He received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2018. Lieutenant Ally will be traveling to Germany to fly the Eurofighter. Second Lieutenant Milo Browder. Lieutenant Browder is from Malibu, California. Instructor pilots were Captain Klein and Captain Porteous. Lieutenant Browder's wings will be pinned on by Lieutenant Colonel Robert Schweitzer, who received his wings from Vance Air Force Base in 2003. Lieutenant Browder will be headed to Langley to fly the F-22.
Second Lieutenant Carly Ann Butts. Lieutenant Butts is from Wailua, Hawaii. Her instructor pilots were Major Wyfield and Major Hadelberg. Lieutenant Butts' wings will be pinned out by Major Selena. Lieutenant Butts will be flying the F-16.
Second Lieutenant Chase Cohen. Lieutenant Cohen is from St. Clair, Missouri. His instructor pilots were Captain Burke and Lieutenant Lofgren. Lieutenant Cohen's wings will be pinned on by his instructor pilot, Captain Terry Burke, who received his wings from Columbus Air Force Base in 2015. Lieutenant Cohen will be headed to Whiteman Air Force Base to fly the B-2. Second Lieutenant Kevin Cox. Lieutenant Cox is from St. Clair, Missouri. His instructor pilots were Captain Klein and Captain Porteous. Lieutenant Cox's wings will be pinned on by his flight commander, Captain Stefan Porteous, who received his wings from the Canadian Force Base Moose Jaw in 2013. Lieutenant Cox will be traveling to Holloman Air Force Base to fly the F-16. Second Lieutenant Christopher Essing. Lieutenant Essing is from Münster, Germany. His instructor pilots were Captain Metzner and Lieutenant Birkan. Lieutenant Essing's wings will be pinned on by a senior national representative, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Schill, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 1995. Lieutenant Essing will be heading back to Germany to fly the Eurofighter. Second Lieutenant Mark Gherkin. Lieutenant Gherkin is from Washington, Missouri. His instructor pilots were Captain Costa and Lieutenant Lietzau. Lieutenant Gherkin's wings will be pinned on by First Lieutenant Zach Lietzau, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2019. Lieutenant Gherkin will be traveling to Barksville Air Force Base to fly the B-52. Second Lieutenant Carrie McMahon. Lieutenant McMahon is from Marietta, Georgia. His instructor pilots were Major Gagner and Captain Porteous. Lieutenant McMahon's wings will be pinned on by his mentor, Colonel Larry East. Lieutenant McMahon will be headed to Holloman Air Force Base to fly the F-16. Second Lieutenant Taylor Pond. Lieutenant Pond is from Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Instructor pilots were Captain Klein and Captain Porteous. Pond's wings will be pinned on by an instructor pilot, Captain Kyle Klein, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2018. Lieutenant Pond will be traveling to Langley Air Force Base to fly the T-38. Second Lieutenant Michael Rainier. Lieutenant Rainier is from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. His instructor pilots were Captain Brannon and Lieutenant Lietzau. Lieutenant Rainier's wing will be pinned on by his instructor pilot, First Lieutenant Zach Lietzau, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2019. Lieutenant Rainier will be flying the A-10 at Davis Mountain Air Force Base. Second Lieutenant Carter Thorne. Lieutenant Thorne is from Monument, Colorado. His instructor pilots were Major Richmond and Lieutenant Laughlin. Lieutenant Thorne's wings will be pinned on by his instructor pilot, Major Charles Richmond, who received his wings from Columbus Air Force Base in 2001. Lieutenant Thorne will be traveling to Langley Air Force Base to fly the F-22.
Second Lieutenant John Bose. Lieutenant Bose is from Mount Airy, North Carolina. His instructor pilot were Major Gagner and Captain Seagal. Lieutenant Bose's wing will be pinned on by his father, Lieutenant Colonel John Bose, who received his wings from Williams Field in 1987. Lieutenant Bose will be flying the F-16 at Holland Air Force Base. Second Lieutenant Andrew Bowman. Lieutenant Bowman is from Hanover, Pennsylvania. His instructor pilots were Major Hageman and Captain Seagal. Lieutenant Bowman's wing will be pinned down by his father-in-law, Colonel Retired Dale Holland, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 1988. Lieutenant Bowman will be flying the A-10 at Davis Monthan Air Force Base. Second Lieutenant Taylor Evans. Lieutenant Evans is from Fairfield, California. His instructor pilots were Captain Burke and Lieutenant Smith. Lieutenant Evans' wing will be pinned on by his instructor pilot, First Lieutenant Christina Smith, who received her wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2019. Lieutenant Evans will be heading to Barksdale Air Force Base to fly the B-52. First Lieutenant Jacob Grell. Lieutenant Grell is from Munich, Germany. His instructor pilots were Lieutenant Waschka and Lieutenant Fortner. Lieutenant Grell's wings will be pinned on by his friend, Captain Adam Casey, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2021. Lieutenant Grell will be traveling back to Germany to fly the Tornado. Second Lieutenant John Ryder Jordan. Lieutenant Jordan is from Glenwood, Maryland. His instructor pilots were Captain Burke and Captain Trader. Lieutenant Jordan's wing will be pinned on by his prior flight commander, Captain Eric Metzner, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2018. Lieutenant Jordan will be flying the A-10 at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Second Lieutenant Mark Mueller. Lieutenant Mueller is from Dayton, Ohio. His instructor pilots were Captain Metzner and Captain Stegall. Lieutenant Mueller's wing will be pinned on by his father, Colonel William Mueller, who received his wings from William Air Force Base in 1988. Lieutenant Mueller will be traveling to Barksdale Air Force Base to fly the mighty B-52.
Now, Mark!
Second Lieutenant Nathan Page. Lieutenant Page is from Pine Top, Arizona. His instructor pilots were Major Averinos and Lieutenant Smith. Lieutenant Page's wings will be pinned on by his flight commander, Captain Gregory Stegall, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2015.
Nice.
Lieutenant Page will be flying the F-16 at Holloman Air Force Base. Second Lieutenant Skylar Parks. Lieutenant Parks is from Marseilles, Illinois. His instructor pilots were Captain Klein and Captain Stegall. Lieutenant Parks' wing will be pinned on by his instructor pilot, Captain Kyle Klein, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2018. Lieutenant Parks will be flying the T-6 here at Shepherd. Second Lieutenant Mark Rule. Lieutenant Rule is from Lakeville, Minnesota. His instructor pilots were Major Willis and Captain Six. Lieutenant Rule's wings will be pinned on by his flight commander, Captain Gregory Stegall, who received his wings from Shepherd Air Force Base in 2015. Lieutenant Rule will be flying the F-16 at Holloman Air Force Base. First Lieutenant Travis Taylor. Lieutenant Taylor is from Las Vegas, Nevada. His instructor pilots were Major Piscopo and Captain Stegall. Lieutenant Taylor's role was pinned on by his instructor pilot, Major Angelo Piscopo, who received his wings from Shepard in 2000. Lieutenant Taylor will be traveling to Whidbey Island Naval Air Station, flight EA-18. First Lieutenant Dennis Tosh. Lieutenant Tosh is from Berlin, Germany. His instructor pilots were Lieutenant Washka and Lieutenant Parker. Lieutenant Tosh's wings would be pinned on by his instructor pilot, First Lieutenant Sebastian Young, who received his wings from Shepard Air Force Base in 2017. Lieutenant Tosh will be traveling back to Germany to fly the Tornado.
Hell yeah. While each pilot has worked hard to achieve the high standards required in this demanding program, some officers stand out and deserve to be recognized for their exceptional performance. We recognize those in the top 10% of their class as distinguished graduates. Colonel Hacks will present the Distinguished Graduate Plaque to the following members of Class 2102. In alphabetical order, the first distinguished graduate is Lieutenant Milo Browder. The second distinguished graduate is Lieutenant Carter Thorne. A very unique award to the ENJJPT program is the Officership Excellence Award, sponsored by the Military Officers Association of America. It is presented to the one individual of Class 2102 that demonstrated outstanding performance, attitude, and leadership as an officer and representative of his or her country in this multinational program. On behalf of the Wichita Falls chapter of the MOAA, Military Officers Association of America, Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Patrash, United States Army retired, will present the Officership Excellence Award to Lieutenant Harry McMahon. academic phase of training involves almost 300 hours of classroom instruction where students learn the principles of flying they will use throughout their careers. Colonel Kleinheier will present the Academic Excellence Award to the officer with the best academic performance throughout the course. The winner is, decided by the closest margin I have ever seen, Lieutenant Michael Raymer. The flying portion of the NJET program consists of 216 flight hours, 118 in the T6 and 98 in the T38. During this time, each student must fly a minimum of 167 sorties and successfully pass 10 check rides. The Flying Excellence Award is presented to the officer who has the best flying average based on daily grades and check ride scores. Colonel Kleinheier will present the Flying Excellence Award to Lieutenant Carter Thorne. An individual award unique to the NJET program is sponsored by the local flight of the Order of the Diamond, a national fraternity of military pilots formed in 1934 by a dedicated group of World War I pilots. These men sought to foster patriotism and the placement of service to the nation above one's personal safety or position. The Order sponsors this award to encourage development of those traits in the military aviation community. The Medallion Award is presented to the one student in each class with the most outstanding performance in the formation phase of training. On behalf of Texoma Flight 29, Lieutenant Colonel Greg Finley, United States Air Force retired, will present the Medallion Formation Award to Lieutenant Milo Browder. Our newest award to the NJET program is the Warrior Award. Each member of Class 2102 voted for a single member of the class they believe to be the most outstanding wingman. This award symbolizes the individual that the class would feel most confident with when flying into combat on their wing. Colonel Haas will present the Warrior Award to Lieutenant Kevin Cox. The AETC Commander's Trophy is the most prestigious award presented to any pilot training graduate. It is given to that graduate considered by instructors and supervisors to be the most outstanding individual in the class. In addition to flying and academic scores, the student's potential for excellence as an officer is also considered. This individual has displayed superior attitude, outstanding leadership, and excellent flying ability. Colonel Haas will now present the AETC Commander's Trophy to Lieutenant Carter Thorne.
Okay. Class 2102, attention. About face. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you 21 of the newest trained combat pilots for NATO.
Please remain standing for the departure of the official party. After we close the ceremony, a photo opportunity for you and your graduate will be provided at another location. Please do not crowd the stage or congregate as we try to maintain our social distancing for your health and safety. The 80th Flying Training Wing thanks you for sharing this day with us. Further, we invite you to join us for Class 2102's wing breaking ceremony, which will occur in the OG Auditorium. All graduates, their families, the official party, and rated pilots are invited to the wing breaking ceremony that will occur in approximately 30 minutes. The photo opportunity will be held in that same location. The ceremony will begin immediately following the playing of Top Gun's Danger Zone. Again, please remain standing until the departure of the official party. This concludes the official graduation ceremony of Class 2102. The 80th Flying Training Wing thanks you for sharing this day with us. Class 2102, you are dismissed. We are super proud of your achievements. Well done.
Class, hold on. Hey!
Loved ones, relatives, and friends are invited to join us at the OG Auditorium in about 30 minutes for the wing breaking ceremony and photos. We encourage you to celebrate responsibly, and if you need any support in your post-ceremony plans, as always, feel free to contact any member of the